Good morning, you chums. You joined me this morning at a very cold Cambois beach. We're on the hunt for flounder again. I was hoping to come up for turbot, but the sea is a little bit bigger than I thought. So we're up looking for some flounder, possibly a bass if I'm lucky, a fish if we're lucky, just anything. But it's lovely to be out. Beautiful morning. It's around about 6 a.m. I think. Beach is quiet at the moment, which is very nice. There's a couple of dog walkers on, but I'm a little bit way down the beach at the moment, so hopefully they'll keep away from us. Yeah, nice to be out. I hope everyone's doing well. But I'll get me finished getting set up because I've just had my first cast put out. I'm going to get my gear ready. I'll get set up and we'll bring you back.
Within, here we go, but somehow I'm caught in the middle. Is this the end before we've even begun? Should I work against the flow? A drop in the ocean so endless, reaching for our moments miles above.
So how is everyone? I hope you've had a really good week. My week's been eventful. It was my last week of work. I'm now officially redundant. So I plan on taking a month or two out, get some fishing done, get the mind back in the right place, and then look for work. In the meantime, I shall be entertaining you guys with lots of Facebook drivel and fishing. So, first cast out, well, second cast out. First cast I wanted to check for weed. There's not much weed touch wood at the minute. Sea's away more than I thought, but it always is. Every time I come to the beach, the sea's is always more than what I expected. So we're just going to fish it down. What time is it now? I'm going to fish it down to bottom water. It's now 25 to 6. Go an hour and a half to bottom water. Then I'm going to fish it 2 hours back. I would normally expect fish on the flood. It's not a beach. Cambois Beach isn't a beach that I've done massively well on. It's just one of those things. I think as anglers we've all got beaches or marks where it doesn't work for us. This is one of those marks for me, so I'm hoping to change that today. But at the end of the day, like I say in every single video, I'm out fishing and it doesn't really matter. Baits today, I've got fresh ragworm, frozen mackerel, which stinks, been frozen about 3 times, and some frozen blacks. Obviously with the mackerel I'm targeting flounder. There is a possibility of a sea trout, which has to go straight back unless you hold a license for them, which is, I do hold a trout fishing license or course license, but that's for non-migratory fish only. You can pay more and get a license which is for migratory fish as well. Which includes salmon, etc. And I do believe you can keep the trout then. I'm not too sure though, but they always go back for me anyway. I'm not going to intentionally target them, but you do pick them up. Bass is always on the cards. You don't really get any bass of any size on these beaches in the northeast. The odd one you might get. But it's mainly flounder. I'm looking for some chunky flounderage, to be quite honest with you. So I've got my normal rigs on. One up, one down with short snoods. I'm going to change one of them to 2 up and fish the other one up, one down, just to see if it makes any difference. The other thing is, on one reel today I have mono because of the tide pull. I would have had mono on both spools, but I ordered 2 spare spools for my reels and the centre's 1. So I'm making do with one with mono and one with braid. But we'll get to see what the difference is. At the moment, the one with braid I've put a griplet on because it's going to get ripped all over. And the rod with the mono one, I've just put a plain lead on just to let it roll about. And I'm fishing into a little flat area here. Don't have the camera, I'll pick it up, but it's quite a chop everywhere else. But there's a little gully here that runs along and goes into the river mouth, so I'm just dropping baits into that. But as I say, I don't expect anything till the flood. But it's lovely to be out. Got the beach to myself. It's lovely. And as I say, there's no dogs at the moment, so we'll crack on and see what we get. Look at that sunrise, chaps. Isn't it beautiful? Pleasure to be out when it's like this. Mind you, those breakers at the back are a good 5 foot. That's a good 5 foot swell, that is. Happens every time I come to the coast, man, honestly. I had a look online as well at the swell, and it said 2 to 3 foot, but that's bigger than that. But I shall still persevere and give it a go. And also today I'm using 2 new rods. I purchased 2 Zilchron bass rods, which I'd been assured that are really good rods, and I've liked the look at them. I mean, I love Zilchron stuff anyway. I do own a few of their rods. The beauty of the bass rods is the air lights are fantastic, up to 3-4 ounces, but they've got a very soft tip because it's glass. When the swell's like this, I thought I'd want something a bit more beefy that can handle a 5 ounce in bait, which this can. So we'll see how they go today. Just watch this swell, it's just coming. Those breakers were huge there. Yeah, so we'll see what these are like. The only one little niggle I have with them at the moment, and it is a small niggle, is the reel seats are fixed. I would prefer them to be a sliding reel seat. Also, when the reel seats have been fitted, they've been fitted with the screw winch at the top facing the tip of the rod. I prefer the reel seat to have the screw fitting at the bottom and the solid bit at the top, if that makes sense. So when the reel's in, because the most force the reel's going to get is from the tip, and if you get a failed winch, it can pull the reel off the rod. I've had it in the past, but I mean that's extreme case, but it's only a little gripe. The rest of it is beautiful finish on the rod, and it's quite light. For a 13 foot rod, it's really nice. It's got quite a bit of beef in the tip as well. All we need now is a fish to test it. Right guys, so we've actually got some swimmers coming onto the beach now. Bear in mind it's -1, sea temperature's 3 degrees, and it's stated on the website that it was unsafe to swim. We've got quite a swell running. I've got no doubt that there's going to be a riptide in there somewhere because it looks it's pretty white, to be fair. So watch this space. There'll either be some sort of drama here, or they're going to come and swim right in front of my line, which I'll be highly disappointed with, considering that there's nobody else on the beach. But we'll see. What's going on there? Thought we were getting a bite there, chums. In other news, so I don't know if anyone's seen the community post on YouTube, but I've put the feelers out to see if anyone would be interested in hoodies. I've got a hoodie designed, and I'm buying some for myself, and want to know if there's any interest. If there is, if you do want a hoodie, you can contact me at northeastanglinuk@hotmail.com and let me know your size if you want one, and we'll discuss it and I'll get some ordered up for you. I've also got some caps coming, which I believe is the end of this week coming. And the box stickers are coming as well. I had to get them replaced because the ones they sent us first, I scratched them gently and they were rubbish, so I refused them. So I've got some better ones coming. There's quite a bit of water in this little gully now. There is another sandbank there in the second gully behind it. I've put my left hand rod into the second gully, and I'm fishing the right hand one in this first little gully here. The fish on it is not going off today, but we'll try to get some fishy activity for you. I just want to say a massive shout out as well while I'm on. I don't normally do shout outs, but I want to give a massive shout out to Shane on the Holderness Codfather channel. He very kindly gave me a shout out, which is, I think it's the first one I've had since I started YouTube, which is very kind. From another content maker, it means a lot, you know. But yeah, thank you very much, Shane, for the shout out. I do appreciate it, and I'm a little bit offended that you mention me singing like as if you didn't like it. I'm not really pleased about that, like Shane, to be honest, but I think I've got the voice of an angel, to be fair. But, you know, I mean, it's in the ear of the beholder, you know, Shane. I mean, I think I'm going to have to hear you sing now. But anyway, hopefully, Shane, I'll be getting down to you and we'll be doing some fishing together soon. I'd very much like that. I know we've discussed it, so I'll probably take a trip down in the next month or so, have a bit of fish with you, and you can show us how to go on down there, which will be really nice. I mean, the same applies to you if you want to come up here. I'll give you a little guided tour of Geordie land. If you come up here though, you're going to need your Geordie pyjamas, which is what we call our waders, Shane. Call them Geordie pyjamas because most of us fishermen live in them pretty much and sleep in them, so yeah, you're going to have to bring your waders up so I can get you on some marks. It's a beautiful morning though. I seen a comment on I'm scratching my leg, by the way. I seen a comment on Facebook the other day, which I responded to, which was interesting. Somebody was talking about fishing and blanking, and they asked the question, basically, what do you do when you're blanking all the time? I mean, apart from the obvious of, you know, knowing your location, knowing the bait that you're going to be using, your rigs and stuff, my answer to it really was that fishing's been out. To me anyway, fishing's been out and about. It's not about the catching's completely different. I mean, I know it's easy to say and it sounds like an excuse when you don't catch, but it's not an excuse for me. It's basically just to get out in this fresh air on this beautiful coastline that we have up here in the northeast. And obviously I know that down south we've got some beautiful coastline as well, but as a fisherman per se, it's about getting out. It's about seeing things that you don't see every day because you're in a different location. It's about the fresh air, the meeting people. Catching's secondary. I mean, I'll always put my films up, or content up, whether I catch or not. I mean, this today could possibly be a blank session. It's not ideal conditions for what I want, but at the end of the day, I'm out. Whether the person at home watching this finds that interesting or not, I can't say. I just put these up to document me fishing and spread a little bit of positivity. I think we've got too many negative things in the world at the moment. I think any positive vibe you can get from any hobby or sport is a massive bonus. It's very good for mental health as well, which I don't want to bang on about because I know it's talked about on every single channel, and I agree with it. But I don't want to add to that. I think you already know the score. Yeah, hopefully though. I mean, it would be nice. I'm enjoying being out, but it would so be nice just to catch a fish as well. Even if it's a little postage stamp, I don't care. But I'm pinning my hopes on the flood. Again, I'm not scratching anywhere untoward. Yeah, I've got such an itchy leg. I'm not pinning my hopes on catching, but I am pinning my hopes on at least getting some action on the flood, I think. It's not a massive tide. I think it's a 1.3 or 1.4 low, which isn't big. This is going to empty out, I think, to the channel. I've been here before where the little channel's emptied, but I know where the channel is. So as the tide's coming in, and I get up onto this sandbank that's behind us here, I'm going to keep plopping it into here. I'm only going to be casting less than 50 yards. Right, come on the fish. If not, I'm just going to stare at everything because it's lush. Right, move down the beach a little bit. Often pays to move a bit, so I've moved 100 yards south on the beach. Still a little bit of dark water in front of us, but I don't think there's much depth. I watched the swimmers go out and it was kind of waist height, so there's about 2-3 foot of water in front of us, which is enough to hold flatfish and bass really. It's a very bassy sea. It's a species that evades me quite easily. I mean, I've had bass. I think the best bass I've had was about £2. But I don't tend to catch bass very often. I'm not the best bass angler, to be honest. But I've seen good fish come off this beach. I mean, it's a little bit against it. I mean, it's bright sunshine, which it wasn't forecast for. I think it will cloud over. There's quite a few clouds on the horizon. I think it will cloud over, but it's quite bright at the moment, which is not ideal. I think I can kiss the chance of a turbot goodbye. Farewell, turbot. Gone. Not going to get one of them. Not today. I'd be very surprised if we did. I'm also very surprised that there's no other anglers out. I mean, bottom water's 8 o'clock. I mean, most people may come for the flood. Got an hour to go to bottom water, but I can see that dark patch very clearly. So as the tide comes up on the turn, I'm probably going to be chucking. I mean, there's a gully behind us that's dried out as well, but I'm probably going to be having to chuck about 70, 80 yards to hit that. So it's gotten slack. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm just going to scratch around in the surf, you know, see what we can get. I'm trying to keep my line tight on these, but at the moment both braid and mono are doing the same job. I'm not having any problems with either. Yeah, it's a very shallow beach, and we've got a wind. We've got an offshore wind as well, which is cutting the tops off the breakers there. It's quite a big surf running though. I promise you, as the summer comes, I will get a session where we've got a very small swell. But I think for the turbot, I'll probably end up going further up north, I think. Probably Embleton. Back to Druridge for a little bit. But it's still early. I mean, we're just in the end of April. It's still fairly scratchy, you know. Probably getting another session in the river as well this weekend while the tides are small. I might even just go back to blading again, to be fair, and because I've got a feeling them flounders are starting to come on now. But there has been other places suggested to us as well where there's a good chance of a cracking flounder. Most of the places in the town I've fished over the years, but there's some that I haven't. So I might give them a crack as well. A little bit of fishing over the west coast on the cards. As I said earlier, hopefully a little bit of fishing down at Hornsea and Withensea, courtesy of Holderness Codfather. If I get a session with him, get down there, get some, nothing like local knowledge when you go down, it's a massive help, and he does fish there a lot. Don't forget to check his channel out, by the way. It's the Holderness Codfather, cracking bloke. Shane, he's like, he's very much like me, which is what I think why I like him. He's just easy going, likes a laugh, and just gets on with it, you know. Doesn't care if he catches fish or not, just gets out and enjoys his fishing, which is what it's all about. But I think we'll have a good crack. Probably make some good content for you there. We're having a bit of a chuckle, I think. It was just so nice to have another content maker to actually acknowledge what I do, because it's just fun for us, but it's still nice to have a little, you know, a little pep now and again and say, you know, I'm enjoying your stuff. It's nice. This is why I like all the comments and that, you know. It's a strange old day fishy-wise. My fish-o-meter has not gone off. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, my fish-o-meter is at about 3. My outdoor-o-meter is at about 10. It's beautiful. Get that air in your lungs. Lovely. But it's a strange old sea state. It's perfect for bass, but too bright. So the sea state's good, a little bit bright for the bass. Too rough and bright for turbot. The only thing that we could expect to turn up possibly is a flounder if they come close enough in with it being so bright, but they normally do. They're not shy. Oh, I think I just got a bite there. I'm not sure if that was a bite or just the swell. You might have caught that on the camera behind me back, but I turned around and it was banging away. It is very shallow where I am, like, so possibly just a breaker. Oh, I got all excited there, man. Whew. Right, another one going out, guys. Looks a mess, doesn't it? I'll put that down a bit. My bait's become all discombobulated. There we go. It's better. So basically what I'm chucking out at the moment on this rod is a bit of ragworm tipped off a mackerel on the bottom top hook, and the same on the bottom there. Right, let us persevere. Actually, I'm going to go this side. I'm going to put this one a little bit further out just to test the waters. A bit of depth. It's about 60 yards. Through the line. Just where I want it. Kajaboom! Come on. There you go. Oh, it's fresh, like. Give it that. Glad I put the old thermals on. I can't even see. I'm blind. I'm blinded. Yeah, we'll persevere. We shall persevere. I'm starving as well. And I forgot. Honestly, guys, you're not going to believe this. I've left a Greg Stotty at home with ham and peas pudding as well. I just totally forgot about it this morning. It's just the way it is. Never mind. Well, it's bottom water now. Haven't had a sniffle, snoodle, snandle, stindle. Not a thing. Where's the fish? Where's the fish? Ah. Fish, a thing of legend, often not caught on Cambois Beach. Cambois Beach fishing, rare. Do fish exist? Well, me chums, I've retired back into Blythe Harbour. Nothing doing on the beach, the sea was too big, so just trying to save a blank, just sitting comfortably behind the car. The wind's coming over the top. It's currently 2 hours from bottom. Well, coming up to 2 hours from bottom. So hopefully try and scratch some out. Bit of luck, I might get a dab, which I haven't had yet this year, so try for one of those. Targets here, well, to say targets, fish you're capable of catching here. Dab, flounder, codlin, coley, whiting. This time of year I'll probably just say possibly little small coleys, dab and flounders, but I'll be happy to get anything. It's nice and comfortable. So I'm going to fish out me little bit bait here and see what happens. I tell you what, it's boiling though. If anything, I'm going to end up with a suntan for free. Should have brought the cream though, you know, protect the old skin. Got to keep me youthful looks. Yeah. It's pretty quiet down here actually. There's 1, 2, 3 anglers down here. Still early in the morning, like it's 9:30. But I thought, you know, use the bait, see if we can salvage this little session there. I don't know how it's been fishing down here. If you've been fishing at Blythe, let us know, in the harbour. I would imagine this time of year it's pretty lean. I don't normally fish it unless it's kind of winter time and the whiting are in. I will be getting out again. I'm going to wait till that sea dies off and get myself up the coast. Probably up Embleton way, I think. Just getting the sea state right. That's the thing. I hope if you are getting out this weekend that you get some fish, or at least enjoy being out. Especially if you've been at work all week, stuck in an office, factory, or whatever you do. It's nice to just get away. One good thing about the harbour is there's no dog waters. That beach was getting ridiculous. I think I'll go onto the beach through the week, midweek, while I'm off. Not hitting it at weekends, it's too popular. I'll give it an hour here, see what happens, see if we can catch anything there. Oh, chums. Ding! Well, I'm back in the car. As you can probably tell, nothing happened. It's rubbish. Cambois is actually my nemesis. It's just a curse for me, that beach. I do really poorly on it. And Blythe Harbour's not fishing any better either. I've had nothing. No bites, nothing. So I do apologise for the abysmal video. I do try, but I did say that I'll give you everything that I record, so whether it's good or bad. So there you have it. But thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it very much. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. It does help me out a lot. The comments and the likes all help me out. It just helps me with the content, and it makes us feel like it's worth doing. I mean, I've had some fantastic comments already, and I love them all, and you've all been absolutely fantastic. But anyway, until the next adventure, take very good care of yourselves, tight lines, and I'll see you in the next one.